Hello everyone. We're going to solve equations when there is an unknown on either side of the equal sign. So let's just take a look about what we're talking about here. So if we look here at question 1, there is a pronumeral or an unknown here, and there's a pronumeral or an unknown, there's another name for it there. They are on either side of the equal sign. Okay, they're not on the same side, they're on the either side of the equal sign. So what do we do when we want to solve these? We need to get the two unknowns on the same side of the equal sign. Now, you don't have to move the smallest one, but it's often easier. Now, the smallest one in this case, we've got a 1x and a 3x. The smallest one is the 1x. So let's move this one. So how do I take away 1x? I just go minus x. And what I do to one side, I need to do to the other. So I get 3x minus x is 2x minus 7. And then this goes, that's the whole reason we wanted to do that, is get rid of it, it equals 9. Now, what you've got is something like we've been solving before. There is 2 times, let's go through the process. What happened to the x first? It got times by 2, and then we had 7 taken away. So how do we undo that process? The last thing to happen was that we minus x, so we've got to add, the last thing to happen was we minus 7, so we need to add 7. And then we need to divide by 2. Let's go through that process. Add 7 to both sides. So that goes. So we've got 2x is equal to 9 plus 7 is 16. So we've added the 7 to both sides. Now let's divide 2 on both sides. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is equal to 8. Now we can always check our answer, remember. We need to check it by going back up here and putting in what our answer is. We need to go, so 3 times 8 gives me 24, minus 7 is 17. Let's go on this side. Our answer is 8 plus 9 gives us 17. Since it's 17 on both sides, we know that we've got the right answer. So let's go now for number 2. What I said was, we wanted to have a look at the unknowns or the pronumerals. Okay, here's the term with the pronumeral. Here's the other term with the pronumeral, but this one you've got to make extra sure that you get the minus included in that term, because the sign that's directly in front is the one that's connected to it. So what's our smallest pronumeral? We've got 6t and we've got minus 2t. Now the smallest one is the minus 2. So let's get rid of that one. So how do we get rid of minus 2t? We have to add 2t. Add 2t to both sides. So 6t plus 2t is 8t. Minus 7 equals 4. Then we've got the same thing that we've had before. What has happened to the t? It got times by 8, and then we took away 7. So how do we undo this? The last thing we did was take away 7, so we need to add 7, and then we need to divide by 8. Okay, let's add 7 to both sides. Add 7, add 7. 8t equals 4 plus 7 is 11. So we added 7 to both sides. Now we need to divide by 8 on both sides. So we get t is equal to, now we can sometimes get answers like this. 11 over 8, it's not a whole number, that's fine. Or you can rewrite it as 1 3/8. You can even put 8 as a decimal if you want to. So either all those answers are fine. And you substitute them in, you can test it and see that you get the same answer. So over here to question 3. Let's see which one of the pronumerals or the unknowns again. This time we've got 5m is an unknown and minus 6m is an unknown. Now, which is the smallest unknown? Now, this one people get a little bit confused with sometimes because they're thinking that, 5 is a smaller number than 6. But minus 6 is actually a smaller number than 5. So this is the one we want to move. So let's go plus 6m. It's the opposite to minus 6m. And what you do to one side, you need to do to the other. 5m plus 6m is 11m minus 18 equals 15. The whole idea is to get rid of that one there. Now they're on the same side of the equal sign. and we can do what we've done before. What happened to the m? We got times by 11, and then we took away 18. So let's undo that. The last thing we did was take away 18. So we want to add 18 and then divide by 11. Let's go add 18. Add 18. So minus 18 plus 18 goes. We're left with 11m on that side. And 15 plus 18 is 33. Okay, so we've added 18 to both sides. Now we need to divide by 11 to both sides, on both sides. Divide by 11, divide by 11. M is equal to 33 by 11 is 3. There's our answer. We're done. Remember, you can always check by substituting your answers back into the original question. Okay, last example I've got here. This one has brackets in it. Now, we've solved equations with brackets before, and what we need to do before we can go solving an equation with brackets is expand the brackets first, even before wondering about where the pronumerals are on, whether they're on the same side or not. So let's expand the brackets and solve this equation there. So the question becomes 5 plus 30x is equal to 4 3s are 12 plus 4 4s are 16x. Okay, so now we can think, well, where are the pronumerals? So we've got this one, that's the terms of the pronumerals, and this is the term of the pronumeral. So which one is smaller? Because it's the easiest one to move. It's minus, with 16x. So let's move this 16x by taking away 16x on both sides. So that goes. So on this side we're left with 5 plus 30x minus 16x is 14x equals just the 12. Again, now you've got something like you've done before. So what happened to the x? You got times by 14, then it got 5 added to it. To do that, the last thing that happened was adding 5, so the first thing to take off is the minus 5 and divide by 14. Okay, so let's take away 5 from both sides. Take 5, take 5, that goes. I'm left with 14x is equal to 12 minus 5 is 7. Take off 5 now, I need to divide by 14, divide by 14, divide by 14. That simplifies, so we've got 7 over 14, but that's better known as 1. That's what we need to do. So, things to remember. What have I done? Look at my pictures. Look how I'm setting stuff out. I always have my equal signs under each other. Look at that. Oh, that was a bit wiggly. That's pretty much under each other. You get yours the same. I write down the page and I write each line of working straight under the other. Your writing should look like